Interesting topics, engaging conversations, inspiring messages, making a difference. It's life, health, family, marriage, divorce, and so much more. Heart of a Woman.
So we're back, Heart of a Woman, and we were talking, before we went to break, we were talking to Minister Brabner about being the bishop's wife, the first lady. So when that was bestowed upon the husband, what were your thoughts?
Well, being the person I am, I knew that something different would be expected of me. I knew my husband, he was already the kind of personality that would fit into that.
And he did fit
right?
well, yeah.
But I was the sort of person who was like, not too much outgoing, like in my relations with people,
Yes.
and the way even my mental thinking about how we going to handle, how we going to deal with people, being a bishop's wife. And I mean, it was the first time it was bestowed on someone to be a bishop in our district, in our constitution, because we grew up knowing people to be superintendents. So the word bishop, we understand
That's so new.
It's a new and a high level. Understand?
Yeah.
But I always tell my husband that I don't want to be like different because I have because as a title. I don't want to be
You don't want to be the titles.
I don't want to be different to how I am. Okay, I understand that when you're at that level, people look to you at a higher mental, attitude. You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to do things differently. You're supposed to dress a certain kind of way. You're supposed to look a certain kind of way because
talk a particular
way and so on. But being the simple person I am, I found it like difficult to fit myself into that kind of a, that kind of
stereotype, kind of.
Yeah, it's really a stereotype.
It is,
yeah. That kind of a mold. You understand? I was very careful to know that my schedule or my responsibilities would be a bit different to just being a pastor's wife.
Right.
Right. So I tried to do things that, like helping formulating an association with the other pastors' wives. So I could show them, I could teach them some things. I could be, a motherly person in that level to them and so on, which I did.
Yeah.
Right.
So how was that role as what was your role, your title for pastors' wives?
Pastor's wives.
Well, actually I was in two, but in our constitution, our fellowship, right, I was like the president. The president.
That's for Tobago.
Tobago woman, because I was also in another association where we're talking about the bishop's wife. You understand? But it has to do with
pastors' wives.
Yeah, it has to do with this, our fellowship.
Yeah.
Right? I believe I did a good enough job. Right? Because I had different sessions with the pastors' wives, like retreats, and taking them, coming together different times to have discussions and pray and things like that.
Right.
I did my best, but I couldn't do everything.
Of course not.
Understand? I couldn't do everything.
One person.
But I really believe that I would have impacted a few persons. Everybody might not be impacted by everything that you do, but somebody would go away with some impact, something that you would have said to them. As a matter of fact, up to this day, there is about 1-2 persons that seem to have drawn
from
stuff, and they still seem to gravitate around me as from that time.
So as a being a pastor's wife, what advice would you give to a young pastor's wife?
Okay, one of the things that I want to say to the young pastor's wife, or the advice I would want to give, is to tell them that don't try to be what people think you should be, because you're going to be more stressed than anything else eventually.
Be yourself.
Be yourself,
Yes.
and not anybody else. Because I realize that pastors' wives think they have to please people. You have to, you have to please them by the way you dress, by the way you look, even by things that you say. You understand? You have to please them by saying things a certain kind of way.
You know, I guess you have to be extremely, extremely pious.
Yes.
So like me, I don't think I'll fit that mold at all.
Well, I tell you something. Sean. I believe that I'm different
You are
than the others.
very good.
Because we were made to believe that when you're a pastor wife, you're not supposed to say things certain kind of way, and you're supposed to just hide everything, and you're supposed to not pretend that this is
Everything
not
is
happening.
perfect,
It's
and
not
everything is
happening.
perfect.
And
And
I had
everything
somebody
is
tell
perfect.
me that I love you, you know, because if you're not pleased about something, or if you're angry, you will let people know that.
And
You
you're
understand?
supposed to.
I mean, it might be not the perfect kind of expectation of a pastor wife, but I don't think that to suppress everything that you might be, going through,
healthy.
is really healthy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I always don't have a lot of camaraderie or friendliness. I guess because of I'm not the type that would really pretend that everything is okay, and I know it's not really okay. You understand?
Yeah. I believe that, I feel with me as well, I get along well with people, but I wouldn't say I have a whole lot of friends.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is the way God creates you, to kind of stand alone and stand out, and nothing is wrong with that. Do you be yourself.
Exactly.
So my dear,
Oh.
big question. She said, do you think you would embrace the thought of getting married to a pastor?
No.
Straight up,
In fact,
no.
I sent away that thought years ago. I sent away the
I
thought.
have to ask why, Why?
Actually, because of what mommy had said. I think growing up too, you saw the I call it unnecessary expectation, burdensome expectation
Yes.
that people had of pastors' wives. And I looked at mommy, didn't know that 3 years I would look at her and like, no, I find this is a bit too much.
Yeah.
I like yesterday we had a joke where I saw putting on the makeup and earrings, and I asked her about the it's a long time, because long time we were quite religious, and I said, what, we couldn't wear makeup, and she gave me the joke about how when she pierced her ears for the first time, it was a big issue, and people, Sister Bernard wearing earrings, and some of these same people know she's saying wearing more earrings and more jewelry, and they pants down and whatever.
Such foolishness.
Yeah.
So it is really a lot of pressure, because I remember when I just got saved and I'm in church, and this lady walked up to me, and she's and full makeup, and this lady walked up to me and said, my sister, very soon you would look like me. I cried. I told her I was married, right? I said, I don't want to look like her. I don't want to look like her, because she looked like she was so sad. And I mean, makeup don't make you look like you're happy.
Yes,
but she looked so sad and so stressed out and so frustrating. And I hate the look we have. And I must say this. I hate the look we have as Christians, as believers, that if you have a serious look and you look like you're going through some struggle,
then you're more holy.
You're more holy.
Yeah.
And I get that a lot from people. I mean, especially a couple. I used to take that one a lot. Now, sister, brother, you work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. I'll work out mine. And I honestly don't believe that that's what God called us to. We need to look good. We need to be happy. We
Yeah.
need to be at peace. We need to have joy, because how
Yeah.
are we going to minister?
And yeah, that was
You know?
that was my whole issue. I could not have
Well,
seen,
I just can't.
Yeah, and I've seen mommy go through a lot of challenges, not necessarily at home, but in church with the brethren. I call it the brethren. And you know, and the struggles she had, I was like, I don't want to go through that. Unless the Lord, I said, Lord, you have to minister to me personally, change my heart, my soul, my mind,
And give you
and
the
give me
one.
that it has to be
Yes.
so different. But I would not. For me to jump up and say, yes, I want to be a pastor's wife, it is not of my own doing.
I remember one time my husband said, you know, everybody wants to be the pastor's wife.
Really?
Yeah, like,
Okay.
Yeah, because I think he said that because he saw, like, you know, people wanted to, like, rush to the front.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, because he saw me as this person who just sitting on quietly.
Yes.
I used to say to him, I said, well, I think God wants to use me in a particular way, and I love the way how God is using me.
Yes,
because,
and she has a humility.
yeah,
about
because
it.
I don't operate a lot from the front line.
Yeah.
Although somebody told me recently that God will bring you.
Push
But
you to the
maybe
front
this is time
line.
for me to get there, because, but I never really pushed at the front line, and this is something that he probably didn't understand
Yeah.
about me.
And it's not you pushing yourself to the
Yeah.
front,
It's-
and that is what people don't understand.
Yes, yes.
I was very confused as a young believer, because I left the world, the stuff of the world, and I'm into the church, and I'm seeing the same stuff, and I'm thinking, but I thought it was supposed to be different.
Yeah.
Because why should people force themselves? And he was right. Everybody wants to be the pastor's
Wife, yes.
or they
Everybody
want to be the pastor,
Yes.
or they want to
Yes.
be upfront. And
Yes,
I am
yes,
thinking,
yes.
in Christendom, just do what God has called you
Yes.
to do.
And for me, that is why I admire mommy a lot, because a lot of people would know Bishop Brebner. He did a lot of stuff.
Yes.
I mean, even stuff that people don't know about. But I tell people that my mom has done some amazing stuff that most people don't know about, but it has impacted so much. I mean, she had a school ministry. Because when I heard about like somebody who had just gotten married, and somebody mentioned, oh yes, your mom used to teach him in book. I was like, ooh, that's years, like years ago. Years ago, and the kind of ministry that she had and what God is doing for her now, and it's not really pushing herself. I'm seeing that she's not, well, I want to do this, so I want to do that, and she felt that this is how God leads her, and she's doing with humility, and the Bible is right that God exalts the humble in due time.
Yes.
And so is doing what God has called her to do.
Exactly.
And
not
she's doing that
fighting.
tremendous. She's not fighting.
fighting
Yes,
to
fighting
be
to
front.
say that
Yeah.
I am doing this or I am doing that.
I meet a lot of people who would tell me without I remembering. Remember you did this?
Yeah.
I remember you with that, and you came to and you used to encourage me, and you. In fact, one woman I met in town one day, she said, "But you, when you was in Mason Hall, I remember you mothered my daughter, and you really encouraged me, and you like my mother." I said, me? You sure? She said, yes. And people keep meeting me and telling me things that I really don't remember. And she said, well, you see, when you're doing God's work, you're not about yourself. So you don't remember, you don't remember all these things. You just go doing stuff,
It's not
you know?
about you.
And I'm saying, I usually say to people, I say, God has all the records. Because what I realize is happening now that we could thrive on like a title or a position, without really getting down to the meat or the nitty-gritty of, as we say, of God's
What
work
He called
and
you to do.
God's calling.
Yeah.
And then I'm reading a book by T.D. Jakes, and I'm getting some little eye-openers. He's saying some people do stuff because they were asked to. They're doing things because they were trained to some people, and then some people think they need to do stuff, so they do stuff.
They just
and
do
they
it.
miss the whole point of doing what God called you or what you were created to do.
Yes.
So this is why it encourages me, because I realize, listen, I'm doing what God created me to do.
Amen.
So I don't need to be to, you know, feel anyhow but anybody
Yeah,
else.
just
I don't
be
need to be
yourself.
I don't need to be humiliated by anything else by anyone, but I just need to do what God wants me to do.
Amen.
You
So
know?
guys,
Yes.
we taking another break because you know we have to pay some bills, right?
Yes.
And we'll be right back.
Okay. Thank you.
Heart of a Woman